Alright, Judge Butler B. Court is now in session. Judge, this is the case of the case.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, you brought this case before the court.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on?
Welcome to another explosive courtroom showdown today. We've got a high-stakes battle between financial responsibility and personal loyalty. Mr. Kennedy is demanding more financial support for his growing daughter, while Miss Kennedy insists her CEO husband's fortune is strictly off-limits. And did we mention she gets a $500 weekly allowance? But wait, it gets wilder. The debate heats up over a psychic subscription, who's being reasonable, and who's just dodging responsibility. Let's break it down.
So I'm sharing custody with our 12-year-old daughter now, and I'm just wanting a little more help with finances because she's getting older. Expenses are getting a little higher. In sports, dances, going out hanging with girls, and yeah, I just want a little more help on my end. I'm paying insurance already, and
Okay. How much are you paying in insurance?
$130.
All right. And what is your daughter's name?
Autumn.
Autumn. Oh, what a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Autumn. Okay. So what type of expenses does she have that are increasing?
Yeah, so she's doing volleyball right now, and we're thinking that she's going to be doing that in high school as well.
Okay.
So just, athletic wear and then traveling, going to places. I want to go and support her and, as well as her, but, I'm the one having to drive and take her if I don't want her to ride the bus because I don't feel her safe doing that.
Okay. Is this a school bus or
Yeah, it's a school bus.
with her teammates?
With her teammates, yes.
And you don't feel that she should
No.
ride with her teammates?
And if it's really far away, maybe like an hour or more, I'll
Okay.
drive her. But, if it's 30 minutes or less, I'll usually let her typically go.
Okay. That's understandable. Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
She's just a growing girl, and girls are expensive, as they say.
I mean, we are. We have a lot of stuff that we need. So, yeah. Ma'am, is there anything you want to add or subtract from what he said?
Yes,
The classic scenario: as kids grow, expenses grow right alongside them. Sports, dances, social events, everything starts to add up quickly. But here's the catch: Mr. Kennedy is already covering the insurance. The real question is, should the financial load be spread more evenly, or is this just a money grab? Let's see how it all unfolds.
Your Honor, I do feel that he's trying to take advantage of my new relationship.
Okay. Tell me about this new relationship.
Well, I can't really help who I have fallen in love with. So my new husband is a fantastic provider. However, I do get an allowance, and it isn't as much as you would think coming from, well, my husband's the CEO of an energy company, so you would expect a huge allowance, but obviously he has to protect all of his hard-earned income.
What type of allowance do you receive?
About $500 a week.
$500 a week. Okay. All right.
So, which really isn't that big a deal. Obviously.
That big a deal in terms of the amount of money, or you paying child support for more in child support for the child living with him and having increased expense?
Well, I don't think it's that big a deal to Mr. Kennedy because he has a pretty healthy income himself.
But you do understand his income does not have anything to do with an increase in what you should be paying in child support, right?
Yes, I understand that, but what I don't think has been considered yet is the fact that I set aside furthering my education, though I wanted to pursue that, so that he could go get his MIS degree and then a master's in something. So I'm not sure that it's fair. I would like to consider all the money that wasn't spent on me that should have been spent on me while we were married.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not how this works. And sir, she says she gets a $500 a week allowance from her husband, and who is the CEO of an energy company. briefly, how much money does your husband make?
Oh boy, here we go. Miss Kennedy is already dropping hints that her ex wants more money just because she married someone with deep pockets. Classic move. But let's be honest, child support is meant for the kid, not the stepkid's bank account. Will the judge buy this argument? Spoiler alert, probably not.
I'm really not sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a lot.
It's a lot?
I think so.
When you say a lot, is it like in the 200,000s, 300,000?
Well, the car that he drives was about 200,000. So I'm thinking you probably have to
You
make
only
more
get
than
$500 a week. You know what? That's not my business. That's not the reason I'm here. I'm not going to even entertain it.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll just move on. Sir, do you know how much money her husband makes a year?
I don't, but he's the Steve Jobs of the town of energy.
Yeah.
So to say.
So let me ask you this. Are you expecting her child support to be based on his Steve Jobs?
No, I mean, his success has nothing to do with me or my daughter or our
Okay.
daughter. And like I said, I just want a little more help because she is
Okay.
getting older. And, you know, if she's happily married with whoever and how big his wallet is, that is totally up to her.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that's not what you were doing because you can't.
Now things start to get interesting. Miss Kennedy claims she only gets a small $500 weekly allowance, but when her husband's driving around in a $200,000 car, that small allowance starts looking a little more generous. The judge isn't buying it, and honestly, neither should we.
Do that anyway. But what we can do, ma'am, is make you pay more in child support because at this point you've been paying zero. Because from what I see, you're a stay-at-home mom, which is absolutely okay. But you do understand that your child has increased expenses, correct?
Yes, I do see that,
Okay,
but
so after yes, I do see that, that means that I don't need any further response. So you understand that, right?
well, how much are we talking about?
We're going to base it off that $500 a week allowance that you make.
Okay.
So, based on that, I have your gross at $2,000 a month. After you take out the calculations for the taxes, your net comes out to $1,662.53. Okay. That would give you a child support obligation of $266. However, you also heard him say that he pays $130, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In medical insurance for the child. You're going to have to reimburse that to him. So, in addition to the $266 a month for child support, you add the $130, your child support obligation monthly comes out to $396.
Deutsche Pflegeverbände initiierten 2022 ein Projekt zur Entwicklung eines umfassenden Bildungsrahmens für die Pflege, genannt PAPID, Bildungsarchitektur der Pflege in Deutschland. Das Projekt zielt darauf ab, einen kohärenten Überblick über die Pflegeausbildung zu schaffen, wobei sowohl aktuelle als auch zukünftige Bedürfnisse berücksichtigt werden, und die vollständigen Ergebnisse sollen voraussichtlich im September 2024 veröffentlicht werden.
Can I say something?
Sure, but make it brief.
Okay, well, I don't know if he's still subscribing to the same psychic,
Okay.
but she charges, I think it's $412 a month.
Okay.
And
What does this psychic have to do with these numbers?
well, because I just feel like if he can afford the psychic, then maybe he can afford the insurance. And I guess I feel that is money that could have gone towards my education while we were married.
Okay, well, I've already said no to that. That has nothing to do with me. I mean, you should address that in your divorce, obviously. And whatever he pays, if he chooses to do that, that has nothing to do with your responsibility, your financial responsibility to your daughter. So if there's nothing further from either of you, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You won't believe it, yep, a psychic Miss Kennedy actually tries to use her ex-psychic subscription as a reason she shouldn't have to pay more. The judge understandably shuts that down fast. And just like that, the case is closed. At the end of the day, financial responsibility isn't about settling scores, it's about fairness. So what do you think? Did the judge get it right? Let us know.